This is my visual essay. It is based on inner emotions and conflicts of characters in Streetcar. So, to start, we have the barrier around the box. It represents the trapped feeling that Blanche has from her past. Um, she's unable to get out or jump over or get over her past. So it all trapped. It makes her feel trapped inside said box so that she can't get out. So the next part of the visual essay is the light blue. So it's not white. First of all, this represents Stella's emotions and feelings for her life in general. So she believes that it is a good life that she is living and that there's not many problems. So although that it's not white, it's not fully white, it's tinted. The tint represents the not good in her life and that she knows and she understands the things that may not be perfect. But at the same time, it's trapped behind the dark blue that I'll get to in a second. And the dark blue is reality compared to her fantasies, that is the light blue. So the dark blue is reality. The reality is that it's more gloomy and not as perfect as Stella seems to think it is. And it's just as bad as the inner, although it may not seem. And she is obviously trying to look past the blue, which she can't. The white, the inner blue, the light blue, looks as if there's more covered space. But if you were to put all the dark blue together, it would have covered more surface with having it come down on the sides too. So anyway, the dark blue is the bad situation and the reality of things that Stella chooses not to see, but others can. Next one is we have the dead flower. The flower used to be healthy and well and alive, same as Blanche was before all the hardships happened in her past. So after all the trauma she had faced, her inner emotions have completely subsided and she is died. Like she is dead inside. But she doesn't want anyone to know, which then leads to the rocks, which is surrounded by the flower. And the rocks are the stability she wants and fantasizes about. The rocks are not stable. You can pick them out. So that is the instability in her life that she does have, but she images them as rocks for them to have she images them as rocks because usually rocks are hard and hard moving and they don't go anywhere when you try to move it. But these are more pebbles than rocks, so they are movable, they are easy, and she has no stability in her life. Next, I got the black piece of paper. So the black piece of paper was crumpled up, which kind of it does represent Blanche's past. So with everything she's been through, she has been crumpled up like a piece of paper. And although the paper is back to normal, you can still see all the dents and indents because trauma doesn't go away. Trauma lasts forever. And although if you were to look at it from afar, it would look normal, it would look fine. But when you come close and truly look at it in a different way, you would know that it isn't perfect and it's not good. And these crumples will never go away, such as the trauma she has faced. So next, we have the fuzzy ball. So the fuzzy ball on the outside is soft, and it represents Mitch when he first meets Blanche. So on the inside, on the outside, he seems loving, he seems caring, he seems like he wants to get to know Blanche a little bit more, and maybe have a future with him or her. So the fuzz just represents his soft and caring emotions, but the fuzz is just on the outside. On the inside, it is hard. It's a tough ball. So that would represent Mitch's inner feelings where he won't let anyone in. For that, Stanley tells Mitch stuff about Blanche, and Mitch hardens up, and he's unable to accept Blanche as who she is. As the story goes on, the play goes on, you find more and more that Mitch becomes a tough and hard person and someone who really isn't that loving as much as you think it is, even on the outside. Mitch truly changed throughout the play, such as the ball that we have that is fuzzy and then hard on the inside. Next, we have the nails. The nails represent Stanley, and for one, you can see that the nails are holding in place the black piece of paper, which represents Stanley's part on traumatizing Blanche. He completely just made her go over the edge. With his hard, rugged personality, obviously with the sexual assault that he did and the bus ticket, you aren't able to fully straighten out this piece of paper to help it heal even more. It is stuck in place because what he has done will not leave Blanche's mind. Like, it'll stick with her forever. And with this black piece of paper being stuck by these nails, it's not going anywhere. So it really just represents the inner emotion of Blanche on top of the nails being hard and rugged. And with nails, you can go through things, but you can't go through hard things. If I were to grab a nail and try to put it through a piece of metal, it wouldn't work. That's why when Stanley is mad or set off, he tends to go through women and not men. He has his emotional distress, whatever, goes only towards women because that's when he feels superior, such as a nail and not a drill. So the nails represent Stanley because Stanley likes to abuse people, mostly women, such as nails can only go through softer things. So my next thing is gasoline. Gasoline is something you can't really see. Like, you can see it a little bit, but gasoline is something you can't really see. So gasoline represents the tension rising between other people and everything in general. So as soon as something little, everything could just blow up and go. It represents Blanche mostly, but it can represent anyone. As you know, Blanche had her moment at the end, and she completely went off the rails, and she was done. And it was just something so little. So that's what the gasoline represents. When tension rises, fire is the tension. It has gotten to the point where nothing is retraceable and everything is unable to go back to normal. As the paper, like the paper that is gone, you can't fix it. Mitch can't fix his actions that has been done to Blanche. Blanche can't redo her past. Stella can't fix herself, and Stanley can't fix what he had done to Blanche, and Mitch can't unsay what he has said and done to Blanche. At the end of the day, everything crashes and burns, as you can see. The fire represents the end of everything.